Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are dissecting the most critical economic phenomenon of our decade, the K-shaped reality. Have you noticed how the world feels like it's living in two different dimensions simultaneously? One side is thriving, while the other side feels like it is running a race on a treadmill that keeps getting faster and steeper. This isn't just a coincidence. It is a structural shift in the global economy that determines your financial destiny. In a traditional recovery, everyone rises together, but in a K-shape, the path diverges sharply into two distinct lines. The upward line represents those with assets, high-tech skills, and financial literacy, seeing their net worth reach new heights. The downward line represents the labor-intensive sectors, the debt-burdened, and those caught in the cycle of rising inflation costs. To understand this, we must look at the wealth of nations and how capital efficiency has replaced simple labor. The K is a warning sign, but for the informed investor, it is also a roadmap to massive opportunity. Many people ask, why is the stock market hitting record highs while the average household is struggling to pay rent? The answer lies in the decoupling of the financial economy from the real economy, a gap that is widening daily. Technology is the primary engine driving the upper arm of the K, automating tasks and rewarding those who own the platforms. If you are trading your time for money without building equity, you are at risk of being on the downward slope. Ray Dalio often speaks about the changing world order. We are seeing a massive redistribution of wealth and power right now. Wealth inequality isn't just a political talking point, it's a structural reality of 2026 that you must navigate strategically. Think of the K-shape as a filter. It filters those who understand compounding interest from those who are trapped by it. The first step to getting on the upward line is changing your relationship with debt and consumerism immediately. Most people use debt to buy things that lose value, while the wealthy use debt to acquire assets that produce cash. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad taught us that an asset puts money in your pocket regardless of the economy. Look at the digital divide. Remote work and AI-driven productivity have created a laptop class that is booming. Meanwhile, service-oriented roles are facing stagnant wages and the looming threat of total automation in the near future. This creates a psychological weight. The downward line is characterized by stress, scarcity mindset, and a lack of clear vision. To break free, you must adopt an investor's mindset, looking at every dollar as a soldier working for your freedom. Financial education is the bridge between the two lines. Without it, you are simply a passenger in a volatile storm. Let's look at the data. Corporate profits are soaring because companies have learned to do more with fewer human employees. This efficiency is great for shareholders, but devastating for those who rely solely on a traditional 9-to-5 paycheck. The upward line is populated by people who have diversified their income streams beyond a single point of failure. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. You need the discipline to invest 10% of what you earn today. Habitual investing is the secret sauce. It's not about timing the market. It is about your time in the market. As James Clear says in Atomic Habits, small changes in your financial behavior lead to massive results over time. The global economy is shifting toward intangible assets. Software, patents, and brand power are the new gold mines. If you are positioned in traditional manufacturing or low-skill retail, the gravity of the downward line is pulling harder. We are seeing a winner-take-all effect, where the top 10% of companies capture 90% of the industry's total profit. This same principle applies to individuals. Skill stacking, combining two or more rare skills, places you in the upper arm. Imagine combining coding with psychology, or real estate knowledge with digital marketing. That is how you become unreplaceable. Don't be intimidated by the complexity. The fundamentals of wealth haven't changed in 200 years, only the tools have. Inflation is the hidden tax that keeps people on the downward line, eroding the purchasing power of their hard-earned savings. If your money is sitting in a standard savings account, you are effectively losing 3 to 5% of your wealth annually. The upward line uses inflation as a tailwind by owning real estate and equities that rise in price alongside inflation. This is why the gap grows. The rich own the things that get more expensive, while the poor buy them. Success in this K-shaped world requires a radical shift in your daily routine and your long-term social circle. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they talking about gossip or growth? It is time to audit your life. Eliminate the debt traps, the luxury cars and designer clothes that you can't truly afford. Real luxury is the ability to walk away from a job you hate because your passive income covers your lifestyle. The upward line is not reserved for the lucky. It is occupied by the prepared and the consistently persistent. Let's talk about the great reskilling. The world is moving fast, and your degree from 10 years ago is fading. Use AI tools to your advantage. Don't fear them. Master them to increase your output by 10 times. Those who learn to collaborate with machines will thrive in the upper arm of the K-shaped economic structure. We are moving toward a decentralized world. Blockchain and DeFi are offering new ways to bypass traditional gatekeepers. However, with new opportunities come new risks. You must do your own research and avoid the get-rich-quick scams.
Sustainable wealth is built brick by brick, not through a single lucky strike on a volatile meme coin. Look at the housing market. It has become a fortress for the wealthy, making homeownership a distant dream for many. If you can't buy a house yet, invest in real estate investment trusts to get exposure to the property market. There is always a back door into the upward line if you are creative and willing to look past the obvious. The downward line is often fueled by a victim mindset, believing the system is rigged, so why even try? Even if the system is flawed, you are still responsible for your own outcome. Take extreme ownership of your finances. The most valuable asset you have is your attention. Stop giving it away to social media feeds that offer no value. Redirect that attention toward learning a high-value skill that the global market is actually willing to pay for. Whether it's data science, high-ticket sales, or creative direction, find your niche and dominate it completely. Remember, the K is widening. The middle class is being squeezed out, forcing everyone to choose a direction. Staying in the middle is no longer a safe option. It is a slow slide toward the downward line of the K. You must be aggressive in your pursuit of financial independence. Passive effort will result in a passive life. Every time you receive a paycheck, you are at a crossroads. One path leads to consumption, the other to freedom. Choose the path of freedom every single time until your assets generate enough cash to pay for your fun. This is the flywheel effect. Once it starts spinning, it takes very little effort to keep the momentum going. The global economy doesn't care about your feelings, but it deeply rewards your utility and your capital. Become a person of high utility. Solve problems that others are too lazy or too unskilled to solve themselves. As we wrap up this analysis, look at your bank statement. Does it reflect someone on the upward or downward line? Don't be discouraged if you are currently on the lower arm. The K is a snapshot, not a life sentence. You can jump lines. It requires sacrifice, intense learning, and a refusal to accept a mediocre financial existence. The future belongs to the lifelong learners, the disciplined savers, and the bold, calculated risk-takers of today. The K-shaped reality is here to stay. It is the defining economic trend of the 21st century's middle years. Position yourself wisely, protect your downside, maximize your upside, and never stop growing your financial intelligence. If you found value in this breakdown, hit the like button and subscribe to stay on the right side of the curve. Tomorrow is built by the decisions you make today. Let's make sure you're on the line that goes up. See you next time.